Hey Libra, it's Meg with Padmes, and I'm doing your January 2022 energy check. What's coming up for you in the new year? And we're just going to see how it goes, and maybe we'll do a love spread. It's kind of see where the energy takes us. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start with the Old Wise Tree spread with the lay of the land and see what's going on with you. We're calling in our angels and guides of the highest vibrations of love and light, because I don't want to talk to anybody else. Okay, Libra, let's see what we have here. 10 of Wands reversed, 7 of Cups, 8 of Wands in the past, 9 of Cups reversed, Strength. I immediately wanted to say Leo. So maybe you're dealing with a Leo. Just after, we have a Pisces card, the Hanged Man. So maybe you're dealing with a Pisces. Oh, let's see what else is going on here. You're starting out with a bunch of major arcana. So of course, that is the universe co-conspirating with you to achieve your soul lessons. So this first part of the year does have a lot to do with a combination of those lessons, wrapping those up and then starting some new ones. It looks like the big picture is the Hangman. Big picture is talking about seeing things from a different perspective, the universe helping you out in seeing things in a different perspective, which means you might feel like you're on hold or you're in kind of on the back burner. You're in this waiting period. You want to move faster, but you can't move faster. Or it very well can feel like I'm waiting for something and I don't even know what it is. But we're going to go around and get some clarification in this too. I feel like you're in a situation where you're wondering how to shake it up, move it around, change it, and you're being asked to look at what's around you. You're not being given a straight, clear vibe about how to go forward. I will say this, your higher self is talking about some kind of crossroads here, some kind of decision that needs to be made. This can have to do with travel. This can have to do with, it can have to do with moving in with someone, moving away from someone. And your angels and guides are talking about how you're not totally wielding your energy. You're not manifesting, or you're not wielding your energy in the way that would make you feel most powerful. This is also the feeling of frustration and aggravation and possibly resentment. So we're going to come back to that. Coming from a place, though, which I feel like is a good thing, but releasing other people's responsibilities that you've taken on as your own. Even when it's almost like I get the feeling, especially with this Queen reversed, that it's like somebody had it up to here and it's like, I'm not taking this anymore, and releasing burdens and stress around it. And your advice is the Strength card. Recognize your fortitude, recognize your strength, recognize your inner strength. If you've made some kind of commitment, recognize your personal power and choosing to keep that commitment. The heart of the situation is talking about all of these options. The 7 of Cups. I have all these things to do. What should I do? I have all these places to go, people to see, projects to do. I'm hearing earning income, different ways of earning income, even different healing processes. I'm also getting something about the elements, something with the elements. I feel like somebody's thinking about moving to the ocean or moving to the mountains or somewhere where they haven't been in a while, or where they haven't lived before, they just haven't lived there in a long time. There's something about the past. So moving to a place that you have once lived before, or thinking about all these options in the past. Let's come back to that too. Actually, let's start evaluating what this is here. Happening now and into the near future, we have all these options in the heart of the situation. And then we have the 9 of Cups reversed. It's like throwing all this to the wind almost. It's like reevaluating all of the wishes that you once had. You're like, are these my same dreams? Are these my same wishes? But happening now and into the near future is saying you're either throwing those out and creating new ones, or some wishes that you were really wanting to come into fruition didn't happen. And now you're thinking about what's next. It's almost like I had all these past things, all these options, they didn't work. And now I have to figure out, what is it? I need to reevaluate. That's what I keep hearing. I need to reevaluate. And here's the Hangman. It's like, hold your horses. Don't make any decisions just yet until you make a plan. Okay, so I'm hearing that. So it's not like fly by the seat of your pants, just like trust that everything's going to fall into place. The universe is saying you need some kind of a plan. One thing that's coming up though that's pretty clear is this is cutting your losses. And I feel like that's what that Nine of Cups is saying. Cut your losses. Some things have come in, some things haven't. Cut your losses. It's time to move forward. Don't dwell in the past. Don't dwell in the past about what is it that I could have done differently? What is it that I could have made happen? If I chose this over this, would that have been like, don't worry about that. This is about just going forward. I want to look at this Hanged Man, Libra. This Hanged Man is talking about, what are your patterns and cycles? What are your patterns and cycles? That's what the universe wants you to look at before you make this big step forward. Cut your losses, recognize what your patterns are. Don't bring them into the future. The ones that don't serve you anyway. And have the strength and fortitude. This is a mountain. This is almost like saying the same thing. This is a really strong thing. It can be an obstacle. It can be a challenge. This can be talking about being strong in the face of these obstacles and challenges. This can also be a lot of communication around what this is. So when you start recognizing these patterns that the universe wants you to see, that's what I want to ask. Tell me what the patterns are. Spirit, tell me what Libra's patterns are that Libra needs to see in order to move forward. Aha, they're worthiness patterns. They are patterns having to do with not creating wealth or not creating abundance in your life, but they, even under that, has to do with feelings of perhaps not deserving, settling, patterns of settling. Okay, let's get one more on that. And I feel like it's very possible that this is about having it up to here, releasing somebody else's stuff because you've settled and you're just like, oh, over it. It feels so like, disgusted kind of, right? This is a healing time. So this is a pattern to recognize and overcome and heal from. Again, this is also a Leo card. The Sun card for me is like the Strength card. And this is about trusting yourself. These lessons learned, these rules that you made for yourself, this decision that you made, this is a healing decision. And this is about trusting yourself and being strong in that decision to move forward and see what you can. I don't want to say I'm hearing two different things, seeing what you can master and seeing what you can muster, which is kind of funny. And right, there's something about, I feel like people are trying to make you feel bad about releasing these burdens that are not yours. Somebody's trying to make you feel responsible for them when that's not appropriate somehow. It's definitely what's coming in is that something needs to be nurtured in a different way if it's going to continue to be nurtured. This very well might be something needing to be set free, let go, looked at completely differently. I mean, this is a very strange analogy that I'm seeing, but it's like changing dog food. If you do it and you just switch it, their tummies can be really upset. But if you do it, kind of mix it up a little bit until finally after a few days or a week or something, they're eating a different food altogether, but doing it all at once is problematic. Well, here's the deal. This isn't your puppy. I don't think this is your puppy that you're worried about. This is another person who has their own agency and they can take care of themselves. And so somebody's trying to make you feel guilty about the decisions that you're making or something like that. And these are things that you really need to do for yourself. and you can't compromise at this point anymore. It's like you can't settle anymore. I want to look at this crossroads. This crossroads has to do with your safety. Could have to do with your money, your safety, how you protect yourself, how you evaluate what your worth is. And let's take a look at this maybe resentful queen, but a queen that's not using her power, not wielding her energy in a forceful way. This could have to do with, after a long period of time in a commitment, letting someone else kind of take the reins or letting someone else call the shots, and it's not working anymore. This is another reevaluation. And it also seems like there's some kind of passionate new beginning here. That's a possibility. And it could be with someone that you know, someone you're in a relationship with, or it could be a brand new person. But let's continue to look around. I want to look at the heart of the situation. This really does, that's funny. I want to say it reeks of looking back in the past and having regrets. So let's check it out. This is, again, self-healing. This is healing coming from you and not from others. This is something coming into a culmination of sorts. This is you having to fight for, oh wow, I want to say fight for your own strength. So fight for your own, hey, I made a decision and I'm standing by it. And then people are challenging you around it. And then you're having to stand up for it. But that's also the universe saying, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you're ready to be this strong? And you're like, yeah, I'm ready. So let's look at this judgment. This judgment, it's looking back on past stabilities, even past loves. It's even maybe looking back on past relationships that were more stable or past relationships that were not stable. And so you're looking for something different. You might even find that patterns from relationships that's what you're like, no more. I'm not doing this again. Let's take a look at this. We've got the Page of Cups reversed in the release this. Release the idea that you're not going to have another cup of love coming toward you. You are. This is like, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens soon if it hasn't happened already. This is an evaluation of whether or not you should go ahead and jump into something new. Or it's an evaluation of, I want to jump into something new, but is this the same thing that I've always been doing? Is it the same pattern? Cut your losses, move ahead. Let's see. So here's the 5 of Wands. This is, again, there's this need to fight for self and fight for your own truth. But then this is in the resistance, but I have resistance to fighting for it. I have resistance for standing up for myself. Why is that? I feel like you've been cut down in the past for doing this, or I again am feeling like this guilt and shame energy. I feel like someone has maybe tried to guilt and shame you for trying to stand up for yourself, or make a grounded place for yourself. What makes you feel safe? I literally feel like somebody has tried to say, that's stupid. What makes you feel safe is dumb. Like it's something ridiculous. It's like what makes you feel safe makes you feel safe. It is what it is. It's neutral. But somebody's trying to make you feel bad about it. Or they're causing some kind of upset around it, trying to make you feel maybe childish or something like that. I want to look at this Page of Cups reversed. Okay, so the very possibility that you might be thinking you're going into the same pattern is because you're picking up red flags. And so you're evaluating whether or not this is something you want to do. So this could be a new relationship, or it could be staying in a past relationship. But you're seeing some red flags that need to be addressed. Past, present, future. In the past, we've got lots of communication. This can be lots of communication back and forth with this one person, but it can also be lots of communication with your guides, showing you red flags, you picking some things up from your higher self saying, hey, you're at a crossroads. You can change things. Things can be different. And yeah, it's something about, again, a long time, something happening. This is even this King of Swords up here is even saying, let's be logical. Let's be logical here. I do feel like there's manipulation involved. But then there's another layer of this. It's like this thing has been going on for a long time, whether it's this relationship or whether it's these patterns. But somebody's saying, take out the emotions of this and let's look at what works logistically. And the thing is about that is I think some things do work logistically with this relationship, but then some things don't. And if it doesn't feel good, you can't just take the emotions out of it and choose something because of the logistics. I mean, this all has to balance. Happening now, here's this 9 of Pentacles. Usually this is someone who is very independent, has all of those resources around them that they need and they don't need anyone else. That might be the case. There might be stability here, but this is distraction. So this is either I don't have the stability that I want, or I'm distracted. I'm committed to something, whether it's work, whether it's a relationship, but I'm distracted and I'm not talking about it. I'm keeping it to myself. I'm keeping some kind of secret. And this is like a little bit of a demise type of card. It's like, as long as I don't make any moves, actually, here you are kind of being put into a position where you have to wait so that you can see things from a different perspective. And the universe is helping you with that. But then there's another aspect to this. If I don't make a plan having to do with what makes me feel safe and me doing it for myself, just keeping this to myself is not helping me. Here's a plan, and it's again a plan for healing. And again, we have all of these different options that are plausible. I feel like the heart of the situation is telling us not to pick options from the past, move on to the future. And here is the Lovers, it's reversed. On one hand, this can be deciding not to have unity with red flags. But on the other hand, this is a decision and a choice that needs to be made. Let's see. A lot of times it's a choice that needs to be made in love. Here's the Star, and here's the 6 of Cups. So the 6 of Cups for me is very much kindred spiritship. It's very much soulmate type energy. It's evaluating this energy, making a choice. The Star is like wishes and dreams coming true. And this is making a choice to step into that type of energy. So let's go ahead, and I want to look at some energy possibly that you don't see coming in January, Libra. Energy that you don't see coming. And then we'll get some advice. And we've got marriage. So this is like the Lovers card. There's something having to do with marrying 2 things together, marrying 2 lives together, 2 families together, very well being in a committed long-term relationship. Thief. Wow, and I'm even hearing thief in the night. Which is kind of interesting. So there's some deceptive behavior going on here. Someone's taking something rather than feeling like there's an equal give and take, and there's just abundance and energy here that's going back and forth, and both of you are abundant. Like someone is taking advantage of this situation. And I mean, it could be both parties, but it could be one person also, you know, if you're not feeling worthy, taking advantage of the situation. However, if someone is constantly trying to take energy from you, you're not going to feel worthy. Here's a journey. There's I feel like somebody's moving. I feel like somebody's moving away, moving out, moving to a place. I mean, maybe there are 2 people who are moving together. Here's a courtship. Okay, what it looks like to me is that there's a difficult relationship that has been very taxing and trying, and like the habit up to here feeling someone's been taking and not giving, and it looks like someone else is moving into a different relationship and leaving this past partnership and making a choice, a crossroads decision to have some wishes met, and their new wishes that they didn't necessarily have before. So let's take a look at some advice, Libra. Ooh, okay. advice is to really check in with your self-speak. Really check in with your self-speak. What are you saying to yourself? What are you taking on as a program that others have been saying to you? Look at what you're saying to yourself before you make a big decision. Also, this would be looking at the pattern of dysfunctional dynamics in a long-term situation. Wow, this is closing the door to something. Wow. When you close the door to one thing, complete emotional fulfillment is available to you. That's huge, Libra. Closing the door to these negative self-speak, negative words and judgments, closing the door to this past dysfunctional dynamics, opening the door to complete love. It's like having it all. It's what everyone wants. Wow, Libra. That's what I have for you for January. Let me know how this resonated, and I will see you soon for your love spread. Bye.